Hey everyone, it's Kirsten. Thanks for joining me today. I'm just going to take a little bit of a break from the more mindset-oriented videos I've been doing recently to speak to a subject, on a subject that applies to every human with a body that at least occasionally exercises. For us dancers especially, it's important to keep our muscles loose, and before you start feeling pain and really tense, just keep up with regular rhythms of massaging your sore muscles. So I just wanted to give you a bit of a list of the products I use, priced from low to high, that will help you do just that and prevent injury while we're at it. So let's start with the Foot Rubs Ball. I really believe this is something you must have if you're a dancer. Primarily it works for just rubbing out the bottoms of your feet, but seriously, it is so cheap. It is, in my opinion, the most effective tool for rolling out feet, and it's so portable. I think I actually have 5 of these, so if you don't have one of these already, get one. And of course, all of these products will be linked below. Next is a good old tennis ball. For some reason, I couldn't find mine, but well, I'll be honest, I don't use tennis balls that much to roll out, but it is a really common tool that most of us have just lying around. I find that tennis balls are best used for just sitting on to just slowly release muscle groups like your hamstrings, maybe your quad, or even laying on for like a really deep release of your psoas muscles if you kind of just put it in your lower abdomen area, around your hip area, actually, I should say. So it's good for that kind of like slow release, good for sitting on. Otherwise, I find other tools more effective for rolling out different parts of the body, but it's a really good, just very affordable tool. And I know a lot of dancers who actually take 2 tennis balls and they'll put it inside of a sock and tie the end of the sock together. Then they'll just lay on that little, apparatus they made specifically to release their lower back muscles. Next is a lacrosse ball. This is clearly much harder than a tennis ball. It's got a bit more weight to it. I think this is great for rolling out the back of your knees, the popliteus muscle. That is really important. It's not one a lot of people think of to roll out, but as you really push your turnout especially and start to kind of create a bit of a torque in your knee, sometimes that muscle can get too tight and it can kind of lead to misalignments and certain pains within your knee. So I would recommend staying on top of that and keeping it loose, as well as this is great for just putting under your calf muscle and just rolling around a little bit. It's also great for rolling out your feet or sitting on for a more intense hamstring release. Next is a good old runner's stick. I got this one probably like 8-10 years ago. I don't even know. Now there are many different versions of this stick. It's really good for portability. When you don't feel like lugging around your big foam roller or a different tool, this is nice for just quickly moving up and down your thighs, maybe even your calves. It's nice also because it's so lightweight, you can move it up and down your leg very quickly and stimulate blood flow instead of really pushing very hard and getting into the deep tissue, which you can do with this as well, though I don't think it's the best tool for that because it just requires more effort, given it doesn't have a lot of weight or size to it. But this is great. It's very affordable. I actually linked a different version to this on Amazon because I think the one I linked has a bit more traction to it. I just thought that would be more helpful because kind of the slickness of this, I think, prevents it from having as much of an effect on your fascia. But this is really great. It's kind of a must-have for all dancers. Next, speaking of absolute must-have, is a good old foam roller. I actually used to use one that was just soft white foam all the way through. Now I prefer the kind that has a PVC pipe on the inside. It is a little bit more intense, but the padding on the outside does kind of buffer that. I find that this is wonderful for just laying on and rolling out my spine, especially my upper back. That needs some intense massaging sometimes. And it's also good for the IT band and just sitting on for the outside of my hip. That is really good. It does kind of give you a workout when you use it. That is why I have some other tools to show you that are a bit more expensive, but do the trick a little bit better, I think. However, this is really accessible. It's affordable. Oh, also, this is wonderful for the quads, especially the very top of your quad towards your hip area. That typically requires some releasing, and this is really great for that. You kind of have to do a plank to use this well, but it works. Next up is this puppy, the Roll Recovery R8. I have an entire review video that I did on this, I think last year, which goes much more in depth to how this works, and you could get a demo of me doing it if you're interested. This gets the outer and inner parts of your quad and your peroneals on the outside of your calf like no other. It is just so nice for squeezing onto your leg, and I don't think it's too tight at all. And you can run it quickly up and down to just gently release those muscles without causing too much bruising. Seriously, you can't really get your inner thighs with a foam roller like the purple one I just showed you, but this is excellent for the inner and outer part of your legs. Specifically for people who have knee problems or struggle with tight IT bands, I think this is almost unparalleled in how it works. So go check out my review video if you're interested in the R8. I have saved the remainder of your attention for this puppy called the Knot Hero. Now, this is somewhat of a luxury tool. It's quite expensive, but I have really enjoyed using it. I mean, disclaimer, I did receive this for free from Knot Hero, which I'm appreciative of. Thank you, Knot Hero. But I am excited to share this with you. So it is a massage gun. It does trigger point massage, or it's called a jigsaw massage gun, I believe. So what's incredible about this is, check it out. So it has all these different heads. So I've got a smaller attachment here, but I'll just go ahead and show you the rest. We've got this bigger attachment for more general massage over a larger area. If you really want to attack an area of tension that is quite pinpointed, you can use this plastic pointier massage head. For along the spine, this feels really nice. There's this kind of cactus-shaped tool that you can just either do it yourself or have someone else, a friend or family member, just run the massage tool up and down your spine. And then there's this flat head, which I don't use too much, but I'm sure with some experimentation you can find what area this would be best for. It's probably good for maybe your peroneals, the outside of your calf muscles. For dancers, that tends to get quite tight, or also your upper back. I imagine this would work quite well. But generally, I find that this smaller foam circular head, which, by the way, isn't too soft. It has a bit of give to it, but the firmness does allow it to actually get to your tension without causing pain. This is my favorite head. So the amazing thing about this is it has 3 different speeds. I'll just go ahead and turn it on. So see, it just pulses back and forth, and this feels really, really good. I find that using this massage gun it's something I've experienced going to different physical therapy offices when I've been injured before, and they've worked on either a part of my legs or my back with a tool like this, and it feels so good. It releases tension without actually requiring much effort like the other tools I mentioned require in order to really release a knot. So this relaxes the mind and the body and the surrounding muscles, I find, not just targeting a specific area with a ton of pressure and pain and likely causing bruising. This actually relaxes the muscle from the core and really kind of disrupts the pattern of tension that was previously there that was bothering you. I love using this before bed or in the morning before I'm gonna go to a workout or a class. I find it just gets me in this like relaxed Zen state. It feels wonderful. And like I said, so you have speed 1, and then you could just hit speed 2, goes a little faster. And as you can imagine, there's the 3rd speed here. Let's see, can I do it? Here we go, okay. And that's pretty intense there, but I'll just go ahead and turn it off. So the thing is, with a lot of other tools that I'd like to compare this Knot Hero to, is that sometimes, especially as dancers, we tend to be very vigorous in our recovery, or just a little bit too intense with our bodies, especially when we're trying to recover from a specific muscle knot or a point of tension, or you're recovering from an injury. I know I do this all the time, but it's common for us to get after a knot so thoroughly with a really intense tool, or sit on a foam roller for too long until you actually have caused more damage and disrupted or torn too many of the little muscle fibers to where you actually have to recover from your recovery efforts. When I use the Knot Hero, I noticed that this is the recovery. That's it. I don't have to worry about massaging myself to the point where I've actually caused more tension and broken enough muscle fibers to where I need to actually rest and recover from that. This really feels so nice, and I find that it really strikes the perfect balance between relaxing your muscles and actually doing the work of relieving tension. So this makes an incredible gift, or you can split the cost, share it with friends. I love this. You can, by the way, it has a rechargeable battery. You just plug it into the wall from here. The battery life is supposed to last about 4 hours. I've really enjoyed using this tool. I'm grateful I got it sent to me. Oh, I almost forgot. I've been showing you this side, which actually features this neat little tool. So if you press this, you can actually adjust the angle a few different ways of this. So especially if you have it straight up like this, that allows you to get your own back a little bit easier, you know, if you don't have the luxury of someone else doing it for you. Now, as I mentioned, this thing is not cheap. It is $400 on Amazon, but if you have that money laying around, or you are a generous, I don't know, maybe you really want to spoil a dancer in your life, this is pretty great. Not an ultimate necessity for sure if you are just looking for something to relieve your tension, but if you do want to splurge, I think it's pretty nice. So just wanted to show you that. Definitely let me know which of these tools you've tried, which I didn't mention that you would actually recommend. Just type them out in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. For now, I wish you a very relaxing week, and I'll see you soon. Bye.